In 2014, Cardiff City would finish bottom of the Premier League. But what if you give them three legendary players from football history? What impact can they have at the Welsh club? And what a triumvirate has just arrived at the Bluebirds. Each of these players have been moved directly from Championship manager in 97-98. Back then, Paolo Maldini was amongst the best defenders in world football as he led his AC Milan side in a tough Serie A era. In the midfield, they will now have to call upon a prime Pep Guardiola. Back in 1997, he was ever present in a Barcelona side which won both the Cup Winners' Cup and the Copa del Rey. And finally, at the top of the field, Cardiff will now be able to deploy a 20-year-old Ronaldo. Despite his young years, he's already scored 145 professional goals, winning 5 trophies with Cruzeiro, PSV, and Barcelona. As mentioned already, these are the exact same versions of these players from CM 97-98. Back then, they played a pivotal part at their clubs, which they'll be hoping to replicate here in Wales. But it's not going to be that simple. These three players were all part of squads with some of the biggest talents in the sport. Now, they'll be lining up alongside a variety of player abilities, with some at the beginning of their careers and others who are looking to wind down. Back in 2014, Cardiff City would finish at the foot of the league table, 6 points from safety. They were the second lowest scorers in the division, as well as having the second most porous defence. Not a great combination. And when you see their full squad, it's not surprising. At the heart of their defence, Stephen Colker is a promising young player, as well as Gary Medel in the midfield. Aside from that, though, fundamentally this is a team which really struggled with the rigours of the Premier League. But let's see what impact our new arrivals can make. And matchday 1 would see a trip to Anfield. Favouring Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4-2-3-1 formation, they look to be approaching it in an attacking manner. Pep Guardiola will be up directly against the Welsh Xavi, Joe Allen. Earlier in his career, he'd line up for their fierce rivals Swansea City, and will no doubt be looking to make an impact today. But it would take just 17 minutes for the new Brazilian wonder kid to open the scoring. With 10 minutes to go, Cardiff are still leading. That was until some awful defending by Stephen Colker, who's led out of position. It would finish 1-1. A great opening result wouldn't be replicated a week later. United made the trip to the Cardiff City Stadium as reigning league champions. In 3 appearances against Cardiff, Robin van Persie would score twice and never be on the losing side. That run would continue here with a brace in a 4-0 win. In reality, it would be Fulham who finished in 19th position in the Premier League table in 2014, ending their 13-year stay in England's top flight. If our 3 legendary players are to succeed in avoiding relegation this season, games against those teams around them are going to be ultra important. And they would bring their A game to Craven Cottage. Guardiola is involved in the build-up before the ball is centred for Craig Bellamy, who finishes well. Goal number 2 would come from an identical source, as Wilfried Zaha finds Ronaldo in the middle, en route to a 2-0 win. During his career, R9 would score 14 goals against English club sides, but never won against Man City, at least until now. This secured a 1-1 draw. With 12 matches played, Cardiff are doing considerably better than reality, sitting up in 13th position. But let's briefly move away from the league and see how this side performed in other competitions. After an early elimination in the League Cup, the FA Cup offered another chance for silverware. Back in 2008, they would finish runners-up in this competition, eventually losing out to Portsmouth in the final. Their third round opponents would be Championship side Blackburn Rovers. 1-1 after 90 minutes. The Welsh side were in desperate need of some inspiration. A quick 1-2 sets Ronaldo away, who finishes and secures progression. Burnley would be up next, and the scoreline would be identical. 2 goals by Fraser Campbell ensured another victory against a second-tier side. In the 5th round, they'd host Huddersfield, and the Brazilian would score one of my favourite goals of the year. He runs with the ball and can't be stopped before another elite finish. This cup campaign would see the Bluebirds beneficiaries of some nice draws. No fewer than 4 back-to-back games against non-Premier League sides set up a semi-final clash against Everton. 120 minutes could not separate the sides as it went to penalties. A costly miss by Mason would ensure an Evertonian win. So close to the final, but it wouldn't be. Let's see how the final 2/3 of the league season transpired. And still, Ronaldo was proving to be a thorn in the side of England's defenders. His willingness to run at them was causing chaos throughout the league. 2 goals against Southampton secured another 3 points. 6 weeks later, and he'd visit Selhurst Park, looking to be decisive again. And what would transpire is one of his best performances of the season. 3 goals and an assist ensured the Welsh club left London with all 3 points. With just a few games remaining in the season, Cardiff again returned to the capital to visit Arsenal. In the North Londoners' ranks, a young Aaron Ramsey. He would join the Gunners in 2008 for a fee of around £5 million. But despite his best efforts, after 85 minutes the match was tied. Arsenal overcommit, the legendary forward gets in behind, before an absolutely awesome match winner. And here are Cardiff City's full season stats. The 3 new arrivals unsurprisingly would excel. Also an honourable mention to Fraser Campbell and Wilfred Zaha too, who made significant impacts at the top of the field. Maldini would play 34 league matches during the season, averaging nearly 4 tackles per game. Guardiola would be ever present in the midfield, contributing 3 assists in total. Ronaldo would make an outstanding impact at the club too. His 22 league goals were enough to win the Premier League Golden Boot. In fact, he would be directly involved in 52% of his side's goals during the entirety of the year. But where did Cardiff finish in the standings? They would improve 9 positions, all the way to 11th. With their 3 superstars, they registered 17 more points, while scoring 16 more goals and conceding 19 less. In all, Ronaldo would miss 7 league matches injured. Without him, they really struggled, averaging nearly half a point less per game. Maldini, Guardiola and Ronaldo have all enshrined themselves in footballing folklore. The impact they made on their clubs in the last few decades was truly impressive. Here in the modern era, they replicated that success once again.